Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Chris with Junk Doctors NJ, and this is our second interview for today. And today it's like looking like it's about animals, and we have Sileo's Pet Services. This is Gabrielle, and she's going to introduce herself and tell you everything that she provides. She's a local pet service business, really important. And the really important thing about her is that she is a local business from New Jersey, not a franchise. And what we promote here on our podcast is local businesses. Local businesses are the way to go. They're the best, and we care about our business. So we're putting a visual face on our business. And here she is today to explain what she does and go take it from here.
All right, thank you so much, Chris.
Not a problem.
I'm Gabrielle from Sileo Pet Services. I founded my company in November 2022, but I have been doing pet sitting for about like 5+ years now, and dog training for about that same amount of time. And I offer dog walking, drop-in visits, extended sitting, overnight sitting, dog training, and dog park playtime.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before we were talking about a few services that caught my attention. I was telling you pretense before I did junk removal. I'm in the carpet cleaning industry, and I can't tell you I'm going to say this. Thank you to all the dogs and pets out there, but mostly dogs. They kept me in business. Dogs, there was urination and,
Right.
Stuff in that nature, throw up, and you could just imagine the rest.
Right.
And, I've had customers where they love the dog so much, but this particular dog destroyed the home. I mean, urination like you wouldn't believe. Now, some of them were related to old age, some of them, but a lot of them were new pet owners. And I think what my experience is, I think people that get new pets, they love them right away, right?
Of
But
course,
I don't
yes.
think they know the responsibility. We're talking a 13-year commitment, 15-year commitment.
Right.
So I don't believe people see that right away. They just see the puppy and, so I mean, your services are such a good niche. I think people should be very aware. If you want to save thousands and replacing carpets, because sometimes the carpets are even you can't do enough carpet cleaning because the urine is so saturated into the padding.
Right.
And then you have dogs. I've seen dogs with the separation anxiety.
Yes.
How do you deal with something like that?
So I do offer behavior training. So this is for dogs who have nervousness, shyness, separation anxiety from their owners. So what we do, we basically we would be going in and then explaining to the owners, your dog, it has separation anxiety, and we do free consultations, free training consultations, and we basically make a personalized training plan for them. We try to go up to 10 weeks, but it usually ends up being around like 1 to 6 weeks for per training program. If the dog is a really good learner and they learn pretty fast, then we will actually shorten that up to 1 to 4 weeks. If he's really understanding the program and everything like that, if he's getting, we actually have to do obedience training before we do behavior training. So if the dog is not, good and well by the time we are done the obedience training, then that's when we start to get into the behavior training. We start to introduce interactive mind activities like a lick mat, a snuffle mat, which I just recently actually partnered with Pupford.
Really?
Yes. So
you did mention this. Could you explain that to us? Now, this is a particular product.
Yes. So
and it's on your website?
It is on my website.
Could you tell everybody your website?
Of course. So my website is www.sileopetservices.com. And then if you do a /shop, that is where you can find all of these products on my website.
Yeah, because they were interesting what you said. And I mean, obviously you're going to explain it now.
Right. So they have these freeze-dried treats. And they're 100% freeze-dried treats.
Okay, so they're freeze-dry.
Yeah, and then it's 100% of bison liver or rabbit or salmon. The salmon one, it smells a lot like salmon. These are called high value reward treats for dogs. And they will go crazy for these treats. They'll do
Sure.
anything for them. So if you're having
Great.
like a hard time or like stuck on a command or something, you will actually up the value of the treat, and then you will start giving them those kinds of treats like
Very
puffers.
genius.
Yes, and so back to the behavior problems. If they're having a lot of behavior problems, you can give them like a lick mat to do like. You
Now,
can put,
what
like,
is a lick mat?
Yes. So I actually have one.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh, let's see that. That's awesome.
I have one, and they're pretty cool.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Because dogs do like to lick, like I notice the sometimes like covers and stuff like that. So, okay, this is a different type of mat.
Right. Yeah.
This is cool.
So this is a rubber mat.
Okay.
And basically, what you would be doing is that you would fill this part of the mat with like
Peanut butter?
blueberries, peanut butter, but make sure it's 100% like natural peanut butter.
Sure.
You don't want to put like any preservatives in it like that or anything. So you could put blueberries, apples, 100% pumpkin,
Yeah.
and even goat's milk. If you freeze
Really?
goat's milk, yes. And but I like to just tell my clients, just like freeze some water,
Yeah.
and then have them try to get like the blueberries, the apples out,
Nice.
just so it's something that they are able to like try to get at, and that will actually engage their mind.
Nice.
So that it will ease anxiety, which causes behavior problems most of the time, and stuff like that.
That's really interesting. Can I see it?
Of course.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's adorable.
Yeah,
too.
it's pretty durable. Yeah.
Wow. And what is that? Oh,
So it sticks to the ground, so that it doesn't.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
so it doesn't get up on the
good.
ground. Yeah.
That is really interesting. And
Yeah.
oh wow, it's on there.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. I can see how this could work. Wow.
Right.
And you could put like I can see because my dogs love peanut butter, but they also eat apple and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this is really
And
interesting.
carrots too. Yeah.
And you could get them in any color or.
So right now they only sell them in blue. But I was very surprised when they came in the mail. Yeah, this is really stuck on there. But when they came in the mail, it was I thought it was just going to be like a shallow lick mat, and it actually has some depth in there. So I actually like that because it's like the more depth, the more hours they can lick at the mat. Yeah, that's good. You want to definitely put because you don't want them eating the mat. Right. Yeah.
You have some dogs chewing on that.
Yeah, of course.
But no, that's a great and they do love licking at stuff and doing that. That's really great. Oh, that's really interesting. And do you ever have like any particular dogs that you've dealt with that, I mean, like the younger dogs, are they easier than the older dogs? Or?
Yes. So puppies are easier than older dogs because they are learning and they want to learn. So older dogs, since they've been through like so many years, they do they're not really too much interested, so it does take a little bit more like a little push for them just to like get interested in these kinds of things, but dogs love food. All dogs love food.
Oh yeah.
Most dogs are treat motivated, and some dogs are even like motivated with like playtime, like like with toys and stuff, but yeah
definitely. And that's a big thing, like people like what recommendations would you, I mean, especially now, I mean, people do get dogs, they buy them from breeders, adopt them, and a lot of them are young puppies. I mean, and people, they don't have enough time. I mean, your business would be great for them.
Right.
And you also offer dog walking. And what other stuff do you do?
So I offer dog walking, drop-in visits, extended sitting, overnight sitting, dog park playtime, and then also dog training. So the thing with my dog walking, it is different from other companies. We do actively like partake in, wait at a corner, and then we say, okay, it's a release word. So then that dog knows when it's time to cross the street.
Nice.
And then we also use proper lead handling and stuff like that. So then, if you do have a reactive dog, we are able to handle with that as well. So if they lunge at a person, we're able to get in front of that dog and have him look away, and then we just keep walking.
And that's great. So you're integrating walking the dog with learning capabilities.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. And I think that's awesome for people that when they first get dogs. I think that should be really something that they should either do themselves, or if they can't, because you do see a lot of incidents where dogs do attack other dogs.
Right.
They don't know how to act around other people.
Right.
And you know what I really disliked with my first dog, because I was I worked a lot, so I didn't get to train her that great.
Right.
And she would just jump on people, constantly jump on
Right.
people, and I would tell her no,
Yeah.
no. And it was a battle with her, like, over the years. She had this thing with the separation anxiety where she
Right.
would bite through doors.
Right.
And I mean, you've seen destructive behavior?
Yeah, so I've seen I do work with certain dogs who have broken through cages.
Yeah,
Metal
yes,
cages.
yes.
And it's pretty intense.
There's no cage that my dog couldn't break through. We had to order a what do you call it? A cage online that was reinforced metal, and she
Right.
couldn't break out of it. But all those cages that from Petco that are like those things, she would
Right.
rip them because she's half boxer, and they use their paws.
Of course, yeah.
And you know what? When she stopped misbehaving, we were able to let her out of the cage when we weren't home.
Right.
Another dog.
Oh.
Which was like, I mean, it was like, this whole time we should have just got another dog.
Oh no, yeah.
And the other dog, she doesn't do anything.
Right.
So do you think sometimes with another dog they calm down?
Yeah, so it all depends on how that first dog is actually trained. If that first dog is trained, then it's more likely that the second dog will be better. But it is possible that that second dog can pick up like certain things, from the first dog. So it could either be like a blessing in disguise, or
this one was a blessing in disguise for me,
Yeah.
thank God. But as a person that I've seen a lot of different scenarios. I feel bad because you see it a lot in like the adoption places,
Right.
where people, they get the puppy and they're like, oh, I can't deal with it no more. And it would have just been better for them just to get somebody. And so how do you get out there and you get obviously you use social media, you have a
Right.
website.
Right.
Do you do like any type of marketing and anything?
Yeah, so I actually go to a lot of networking events.
Good.
I love to go to networking events. I love to meet new
Yes.
people, like see what they do, and then tell them about what I do. And I want to see like what makes them different also from other companies, and also tell them what makes me different as well from other like pet sitting companies.
Yes, there's so many.
Yeah, of course. So my company is different from like franchises and everything like this.
Good.
Because I do like extensive background checks. I make sure that they have similar qualities to me, so that I can like kind of duplicate myself. It has been very hard to find certain employees in like certain areas. I have been trying to hire in Mount Laurel, New Jersey for a while now. I've had my listing up for maybe about like 3 months at this point. Over 1,000 applicants. And
really?
Yeah.
Out of 1,000 applicants?
Yeah.
And how many? And you mentioned so is it more than one person right now,
So yes, I did hire somebody else. Her name is Chase, actually. She works out of Pitman, New Jersey.
Okay.
And she covers the 25-mile radius as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's doing an excellent job. I'm
Great.
really happy that I hired her and everything like that.
And I'm blown away. 1,000 applicants?
Yes.
Are you using
Yeah.
like a social, software, Indeed or something?
Yes, I'm using Indeed.
Oh, okay, I can see why you got 1,000 applicants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indeed is a little rough.
Yeah.
I remember using Indeed, but you know what worked? For me and my local business was word of mouth. Like,
Right.
if you have a worker, she may know somebody.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. In these times, it's hard to find people to work. So you're looking for, maybe you could, people, because this
Of
is
course.
30,000 people on
Yeah.
this. So there might be somebody that knows somebody or needs a job.
Of course, yes. So I am looking to hire right now in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. It's okay if the applicant is in like Morristown, Medford, Marlton, that general area, Cherry Hill, and does have availability to service Mount Laurel specifically. Just because so I actually did get into a motorcycle accident in July.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear
so
that.
yeah, so
Are you
thank you.
okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just have to get a surgery at the end of April,
Okay.
and it's kind of I really do need to hire somebody in Mount Laurel.
Oh, I believe you will. I'm
Yeah.
somebody's out there, and I know I've been through the same thing. I mean, you would think like we do junk removal, and it's a very straightforward type of job, but I
Right.
mean, it is sometimes hard to find the right motivated people.
Right.
I mean, for any apparent reason, whatever apparent reason, there is like a shortage, I guess, of workers, which I don't know
Right.
how that's possible, but I mean, I'm sure you will find somebody. And I mean, you went through 1,000 applicants. That's quite a lot.
Yeah,
So
and like it is also me a little bit too. Like
because you want somebody that does exactly
yeah,
what you want them to do. I
yeah.
get what
Like
you,
I want
I
someone
know.
who has like the veterinarian tech experience,
Sure.
who has preferably CPR certificate, so preferably training, certificate. But I am able to get them certified.
Why does CPR?
Just in case anything happens, if the dog like is choking like on their food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
or like on a
okay.
bone. You want to make sure that that
Yes.
dog's okay without
Could you
taking
do a
them.
Heimlich maneuver on a
Yeah,
dog?
of course.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's a little bit different than like human CPR,
Sure.
but it's a little bit similar too in its ways. But you always want to make sure that you have that just in case
Yes.
like
Oh,
anything
okay. Yeah, it
happens.
makes so much sense, and that's great.
Yeah.
We tend to forget like what is put into this type of service. That's a great thing to even mention. You're
Right.
perfectionist. That's really great because I totally relate to you. When I
Right.
in all my businesses, I do look for people that have that common motivation of doing things properly,
Right.
and that's where I had a hard time finding people to work also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good because some businesses, and not all businesses, but there's businesses that are so desperate that they would hire pretty much anybody
Right.
and very cheaply. And I mean, they will work, but the quality of work may not be there,
Right.
so you want to hire somebody that's going to do a good quality
Of
job.
course. So the same quality that I would provide,
Yes.
because it is my business and I feel very passionately about what I do and how animals are treated. Because I have seen, unfortunately, like certain circumstances where an animal has not been treated the way that they should have been. And I do want to try to make a difference.
Yeah,
too.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
hear that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're voiceless. They can't tell you
Right.
anything.
Exactly.
And and that's really, and people are not paying you to, be cruel to their animal. So
Right.
that's great that there's people like you out there that are making a commitment to make a business where their dog is in the right hands.
Right.
And I think that's very important.
Right.
Some people just don't look at it like that. Some people think mine out of sight, dog
Yeah.
walker, but it sounds like you do some really, thorough work, and that's very important.
Yeah.
Do we got a question?
Yes. The pet care industry requires a high level of trust between pet owners and service providers. How does Sileo Pet Services build and maintain their trust with clients, and what measures do you take to ensure the well-being of the pets in your care?
Of course. So during like dog walking and drop-in visits, and most of our services, except for like dog training, because you are like right there. The owner is right there. So what we do is we like to send like arrival text, departure text, and kind of like a brief
Nice.
description
Good.
of like what happened. Did like they pee? Did they poop?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
And sometimes photos, it is a little bit difficult to get photos with
Yeah.
dog walking.
Sure.
But it is mostly just like trust between getting to know me and getting to know like my business, what I am like, what my passion is and what my mission is, basically.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
No, that is great. So you're using technology and you're using, and I think that's awesome. I think people,
Yeah.
oh, okay, my dog is, it being taken care of, even
Right.
if it's you're sending a text. But I mean, that's just them saying, oh, they see that the dog is doing good. You know,
Right.
I really like that.
Yeah, and I also send text reminders as well, like
Good.
through Square. I use Square, so it's really cool. They send you text reminders like a day ahead of time, you know, to remind you of like when we're going to be coming by, when we're going to be doing the pet sitting or dog walking or whatever service you booked. And it's just basically that trust that you do need. So the reason why you can trust Sileo Pet Services is because I actually started this business because when I got my puppy a year ago, I was actually working in casino marketing, and I was having a pet sitter from Rover come in. I don't want to slander any companies here, so
Sure.
so the sitter actually came in. She brought someone that I did not even meet, that I did not even know,
Really.
into my home with my 4-month-old puppy. So I was freaking out. I was totally I went kind of berserk because you know that like she's a puppy. My dog did actually have she had parvo and giardia when she
Oh
came with
wow.
me. Yeah. So
Wow.
it was not a reputable breeder that I thought it was going to
Did the
be
dog
from.
survive?
Yes.
Oh, he's so
Yes.
lucky.
Yeah. She's still
I
alive.
had a dog with Repo, and she
Yeah.
passed away. And it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we tried a lot to keep it
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
So you got
I
got
I
lucky.
caught it right away. I rushed
Yeah,
her to the
that's
animal
from like
hospital.
urine or something like that.
So she wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would actually be throwing up.
Yeah, they
Just
would
like
throw
clear
up.
mucus.
Their kidneys they shut down.
Yeah, and I was freaking out. So
Yeah.
I actually quit my casino job to actually take care of her because
Oh, so you're very passionate about this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? You make a very valid point. Companies do that nowadays, and I notice that more and more
Right.
as I see like companies making transitions. They're using like third parties everywhere. Like okay, I thought I hired you, but then you hire a third party to do it,
Right.
which is kind of like, oh, we just 1099 them, and
Yeah.
they work for us. No, they don't. They're a
Yeah.
third party. They pay their own taxes.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you see that a lot. That's what it sounds like this company did. Like they
Right.
just got somebody, they got the job, and then they third party somebody like an Uber, but to babysit your dog.
Right.
And I think that's really foul for them
Yeah.
to do that, and without your permission, consent. And this is not the person that you gave permission to go even in your household. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of violations there that
Yeah.
and I'm shocked that company is even still in business.
Yeah.
But that's why going local with somebody reputable, and I do say that a lot, it's very
Right.
important that you could do background checks on that person.
Right.
You could see that they're from New Jersey. Google reviews go a long way because you cannot manipulate them.
Right.
You could just Better Business Bureau. You could look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm really, I'm really proud of you, and I'm happy
Thank you.
that
I
you have
appreciate
that, passion
Yeah.
to take care of people's dogs correctly.
Yeah.
And
and
pets.
just all animals in general. I also do take care of like farm animals, like goats, sheeps, like horses, and also
You mean
chickens.
big horses?
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you like, walk them?
So I actually haven't had any clients with the farm animals yet, but
Yeah.
I do have pretty good experience with that. I know how much care they definitely need. I have this service because I was just thinking one day, farmers also have to go like on vacations and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
so they want to leave somebody behind
Yeah.
to just keep an eye on this place.
right, and you can't bring like your horse on vacation.
Yeah.
Like especially if you have like a whole entire farm of like horses.
Especially if you have a bunch of horses.
Yeah. So that is also why I added that to like the services, just so that they could have like stability with somebody, and
Yeah.
they know that they can do this kind of service.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now, as far as your business is concerned? Do you obviously see growth?
Right. So I do see me like expanding throughout New Jersey, of course.
Mhm.
So we do already cover 2 towns and a 25-mile radius from those towns already. Within the next 6 months, I do plan on expanding to Philadelphia, and possibly northern New Jersey.
I hope you do come up here, because
Yeah.
there is a very high. It's dense up here.
Yeah.
I could definitely help you with any and even with what technology is out there, you could definitely. Bergen County is probably the most
Right.
densest county in New Jersey. You're talking
Right.
almost 1 million people just in
Wow.
that county. Morris County, I think, comes in second, or
Right.
Passaic or Hudson. But they're all very, especially Bergen County, and I can't stress that enough. There's so many people. There's like millions of dogs up here.
Yeah.
I think in the whole state of New Jersey, you have millions of dogs.
Right.
And you have hundreds and thousands and probably millions of people that probably don't know how to take care of them correctly.
Yeah.
I think people think they know how to take care of a dog, but some people, like you said, they may be causing more damage to the dog's behavior by
Right.
doing certain things. I had an issue with a dog. I had one of my dogs. She just wouldn't stop jumping on my bed.
Right.
And I had to keep on telling her, get off my bed. She
Yeah.
hates the water.
Yeah.
So I'll say, water, water,
Oh,
and she'll
no.
jump off the bed.
Yeah.
So they're very, I love dogs. I think they're pretty magical. I don't know how they know. I've seen a dog actually give somebody CPR itself.
Right.
It was a German Shepherd, and it was
Yes.
jumping on the guy's
Right.
chest, and then it actually put his muzzle on the guy's face. And
Right.
how is that even possible?
Yeah, so that's actually a therapy dog. It's a working dog.
Amazing.
Yeah, so if you have like a certain issue, like health issue with you, you can actually get a therapy dog. And we do
Do you train therapy dogs?
Yeah, so we actually do train therapy dogs as
Oh,
well.
that's great.
We don't certify them. We do train them to do the commands though.
Really?
Yeah, for a more affordable cost than other
No
businesses do.
way.
Yeah.
Morristown, New Jersey, they have a program. I don't know if you're familiar, but they are a township that's known for having the Blind Dog Association of
Okay.
training them, and they actually have a statue of a guy that's with glasses, and he has the dog, and it's a
yes.
gorgeous statue of a German Shepherd. But they don't train the German Shepherds; they actually do the Labradors, beautiful Labradors.
Right.
If you go to Morristown, on any given day, you'll see people walking these dogs and training them how to be assistants for blind people.
Right.
And that's, if you look it up, I mean, you would find that Morristown is an actual town just for that. Like, it's really big there. So it's awesome to see.
Right.
But I really find, I used to work when I was younger in a nursing home, and there was older people, and
Right.
they would bring in dogs, like the division that is responsible for entertainment. They would actually bring in dogs, and they're very comforting,
Right.
with depression, anxiety. I mean,
Yes.
unbelievable. People actually are making fun of people or getting crazy, and they're saying, what's going on? Everybody's bringing their dogs. Like, I go to places and I see dogs in there. I'm like,
Right.
what? I've never seen a dog in Home Depot before.
Yeah.
Dogs are now becoming like, you could just bring them anywhere.
Right. And I actually kind of appreciate that too.
Yeah.
I actually made my dog an ESA dog as well. She's very loving. She, when things are
What kind of dog?
She's a Cavapoo.
And a Cavapoo, is it a big, medium, small?
Yeah, so a Cavapoo is like a little bit smaller. She's maybe about like 10 pounds.
Like a Maltese?
Yeah, I actually used to have a Maltese. I grew up with a Maltese.
I had a Maltese.
Yeah. They're a little bit less snappy than Malteses.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought Malteses were snappy. I
Yeah.
thought I had a poodle called Princess. It wasn't my choice to buy it. It was my stepmother, but
Right.
it was a poodle, and that toy poodle was so vicious.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it's like this small, like this big, and I mean, she was vicious.
Yeah. So like it all depends on like how they are and like how they're trained and everything like that.
Oh.
So I grew up with the Maltese. His name was Ollie. So I wasn't able to train him like when I was born,
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but he was very he had his temperaments,
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe that a Maltese.
Yeah. He would like snap at people, but he wouldn't snap at me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, he would snap at me sometimes, but I knew how to kind of like communicate to him, like not do that. Like he wouldn't like ride to the vet and everything like that, So yeah. I'm actually training dogs to use talking buttons.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's
Yes.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually uses a mechanism in there, and yeah, explain that.
Yeah, so I use these buttons. You can record your voice on them, and then I just recently taught this one dog. Her name was Luna, to use the talking buttons, and she was able to. When I went into the session, it was a 45-minute session. I actually had this on my Instagram of the video, and Luna.
Where on Instagram?
So my Instagram is Sileo_pet_services.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe it's like the first or second video on my Instagram. And Luna did not know anything about buttons when I came in. And it was our last obedience training session, and her owner wanted me to teach her how to use the buttons.
Sure.
And she associated the sound that a button made with like pushing it and everything like that. So within 30 minutes, she was able to sound that sound, or sound the other sound, like sound outside or sound sit. And she just learned it. It's all about repetitiveness.
Wow. So she could say, hey, I want to go outside.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
But if she would keep on pushing it, I would tell her, no,
Oh, she was like, I want to keep on going outside. I want to keep on going outside.
Yeah, because some dogs, they're kind of obsessed with it. Yeah, they get to be obsessed with it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
My parents' dog.
I want a treat.
Yeah. Oh, no, tell me about it. Yeah, so my parents' dog actually broke the treat button. Yeah, so I have to get a new button for that one. He goes crazy for it because he's just like,
that's amazing. How old is the dog?
So Luna is about 6 months old.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
young dog.
And then my parents' dog Noah is gonna be 3 years old.
Oh wow, so they're still young doggies.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then my dog is she just turned a year in January.
Oh, so you have 3. Nice.
Oh no. So Luna was actually the one that I trained.
Oh, okay, Luna trained. Okay.
Yeah. And then,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. And have you seen anything like that on the market?
Yes. So there is this one Instagram page. I forget what the name of it is. It's this husky, and she is actually pushing on these buttons.
So this particular hardware or toy, is it a toy?
It's just like
so it's already made and manufactured.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's already made and manufactured, and it's made for dogs to communicate.
So I believe it's also made for children as well. Yeah. I'm not sure.
So it's not made specifically for dogs?
Yeah, it's made for, I think
it was engineered for children. And so whose idea? So was it your idea to come up with this communication?
Oh no, it wasn't my idea. Yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah, but I just wanted to incorporate it because I thought it would be really cool for other people to get to teach their dogs.
So this machine is not for dogs.
So there are certain machines that are for dogs.
Are you selling any of them on your thing?
I am going to reach out to the manufacturer.
You have to.
Yeah, because
you should manufacture one yourself.
Yeah, because they are a bit pricey. That's the only thing.
Maybe not. Maybe you could get it manufactured through direct manufacturer through another, because we manufacture with a lot of other countries.
Right.
And I mean, you may see a place that can manufacture if you get a prototype going, and then I could that tool, well, whatever that is. I mean, that should be marketed a lot more. I mean, I guess you're right, though, in a way the dog may get obsessed with it.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
but there is
I really like it.
Yeah. There's definitely a way to tell the dog to don't no more, leave it. But it is when they do leave it, you give them a treat.
Good.
Leaving it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
they
know. Get serious.
Yes, and they know it's just for when they need to go outside or when they gotta go play or go to the bathroom or something like that, or if they even want a treat. If they're hungry, they're just food. I'm hungry. It's time for my dinner or something. I have a breakfast button, a dinner button, a food button. Treat. I use a park button. That's a favorite.
Oh wow!
Yeah. My
how many buttons are they? Big buttons? Are they small enough?
They're maybe this size.
I have to see this.
Yeah,
I have to see this. I'm gonna look on the Instagram. I have to see it. That is really interesting.
Yeah. So that's I think that's my favorite training course for dogs to go through.
And you offer that to your customers?
Yes,
That is really cool.
And it only took one session with
wow.
with my first client with
some
the
reinforcement eating.
so
Treats.
with like
Nice.
reinforcement with a high value rewards.
Yeah, definitely. And then you got the lick pad, which is
Right.
a really cool accessory.
Yeah.
That's really great. I
Right.
mean, I'm very impressed. I find that you're finding like a niche. And we have a question.
Yes. Can you walk us through the process of booking a service with Sileo Pet Services? What information do pet owners need to provide, and how do you match them with the most suitable services for their pets?
Of course. So I actually do a meet and greet first.
Mhm.
So I do a free meet and greet or a free training consultation. So if you want me to train your dog, I definitely need that free training consultation. I have a form that I fill out and everything, like what are the problems and everything like this. And during the meet and greets, I see what you're looking for, what you're looking to get out of each service. So if you're looking for your dog to just like get their energy out, I would recommend drop-in visits. Actually, I would not recommend dog walking too much. You could do dog walking if it's like for 60 minutes. The reason why is because dog walking it's to interact with their mind more. So when they smell things like on the grounds, that actually gets their mind like more, like it's more for their minds actually, believe it or not. And it's just like a little bit of the walking. So it's less physical, it's more mental. And then with drop-in visits, it's actually more physical because I'm throwing, a toy like in the backyard or something, for example. And then they are running after it and they're having like a good time, like it's a play time for them and things like that. So if your dog actually has behavioral issues, it's actually it's really good for them to have a walk, for them to have like a long walk, so they can get like their smells out, so they can smell like fresh air, or like maybe like a dog that just like peed on the grass or something, just so they can just smell like different things and different smells.
You have to watch out when they're puppies with the Lepo with that, I heard.
Oh, what is that?
I heard that dogs that are puppies, if they don't have all their shots, like, and then
the lepto, yes.
Yeah, and they smell urine or get the urine in their
Yes.
nose, or that's what they told me. But I mean, yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying.
Right. So that's actually also a requirement too. Your dogs do have to be 100% vaccinated. At least have like their lepto, their Lyme, their rabies, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
and
town
distemper.
actually enforces that. Like with my dog, she has a license. They have to have a dog license.
Right. Yeah.
And, the town definitely reminds you every year.
Right.
Even if the dog is not alive, they'll call you. And I'm like, wait, that dog has been dead for like 2 years. Like,
I know.
Yeah, no, I've had So the town that I'm in, they definitely enforce your dog to have its shots every year. Then they put a chip in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I spayed all my dogs, like female dogs. I don't want puppies or the situation every I think 3 months or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely see a lot of people getting dogs. They love their dogs. They think the kids are going to take care of it. But kids, kids, they love the dog, first couple months, but they don't know how to train it that great.
Right.
So I also noticed that people that breed dogs, they tend to say that they trained the dog before giving it to them. And I don't see that either.
Yeah.
So, hiring somebody to train the dogs, particularly when they're small, if they're going to be really big.
Right. So like I would also be like weary of certain certain breeders too. Just because like if they say that they're, training their dogs, you in reality you can't train like, a few-week-old puppy.
No.
You really can, and they're not gonna listen to you necessarily just because the breeder trained them, because it's not you. Like they have a new pack leader basically. So they're not always gonna listen to you because you didn't train them. You have to actively train your dog in order for them to actually listen to you and everything like that. So that every single time that they do something, you do want to use rewards like treats or like maybe a favorite toy or something, just so that they know that that's something that that's good. And you always want to use verbal praise. So you always want to say yes, like good sit, and then so then you could eventually ease out of those treats, because you don't always want to give your dogs like treats like all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah, you want to like eventually like ease out of it, so then there's not like extra money being spent.
Yeah, all the time you have to have treats in your pocket.
Right, exactly. So that the constant treats in your pocket will only be like for maybe like 3 months, and then you could ease out of it. Yeah.
I'm thinking about I can't wait, but I've been thinking about I want to get another dog soon, and I'm gonna get like the same. I
What
get the same.
kinds?
I always get the same dog.
Okay.
American Staffer. I know they're
Yeah.
they're
Oh, very
breeding these
nice.
things called bullies,
Yeah.
and they're like
yeah.
miniature pit bulls. I
Right.
have one, but I took her to get her DNA and it says American Staffer pit bull, but she's compact and she has a
Right.
nice, but her head fits her perfectly. But she's like a
Aw.
little stocky little thing.
Yeah.
And she's adorable. She's a blue nose or whatever they call her. She's
Right.
like a grayish bluish. And then the other one looks like a tiger with the little brindle lines in her.
Oh yes.
So she's boxer and pit bull. So she's more with her paws. I
Right.
like the boxers. I actually
Yeah.
started to like the boxers. They're funny and
Yeah.
silly. So I like them, but I'm really into the Staffer or the pit bull dogs. I really like them, but I don't want to bully. I don't like those.
Right.
I don't. They breed them with like bulldogs, I think, or something. I don't know what they breed them. I remember when I
Yeah.
first seen one. It was years ago. It was a friend of mine that lived in front of me. This was when I was younger, and he bought one, but the head was super sized and the body was small.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, this
like
dog.
Scrappy Doo, right?
Well, I don't know. This dog unfortunately passed away from heart disease.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
So it had this happened years ago, but it happened to be bad genetics.
Right.
So I guess the more they evolve, because when I was growing up, pit bulls were never that small. They were typically medium to extra large dogs.
Right.
So I'm looking to buy a regular American Staffer Terrier. That's what I like, the American Stafford Terrier. And I don't cut their ears or nothing because that's horrible.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, they cut their ears and they make them small. First of all, that's for sport. That was when they were trained to fight and be bulldogs and cattle. But that was more for fighting and for the ears not to get bit.
Right.
Now, if you're messing with the ears, dogs move their ears around to catch sound.
Right.
And my dogs can hear something like 3 miles down the road. I don't know how, but I want my dogs to be able to hear things that I can't hear.
Right.
To warn me, maybe. I mean, but if you're messing around with the ears and they can't catch that sound, I mean, and then ear infections and everything because of that, I think it's gruesome.
Right. I also think that's kind of animal abuse as well.
Yeah. Like, how would you like if your dog woke you up and was like, let me cut your ear so you look tough?
Yeah. Yeah. I would not recommend doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but people do it for the sport. It gives the dog a much more distinctive look. But I mean, I guess it's allowed, but I like my dogs with the droopy ears and, they look good, but those are the dogs that I like. I've seen the Siamese or something mountain dog.
Bernese mountain dogs.
Yeah. Oh man, they're huge.
They're beautiful, right?
But but the thing is, what I've seen in the years of doing carpet, tile, grout, furniture cleaning.
Oh yeah.
Every couple of years, you see a fad go on where the cockapoo, I think, was the last one I remember when I was transitioning into another business, and the cockapoo was made for people that were allergic to dogs. They had like human, and they had like the hair like a human, right?
Yeah.
And they're adorable looking dogs. I just didn't like them. They're not my type. But the Burmese. That dog gets humongous.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how do you keep them cool in the summer? They have so much hair and fur everywhere.
Right.
I don't know if they're aggressive or not, but I know that they're very big and they're just big.
Oh yeah, they're very fun loving. I actually it was either between a miniature Bernedoodle and then a Cavapoo for me. So I did wind up going with the Cavapoo because I was renting an apartment at the time, and I didn't want my landlord to get too angry at me. Yeah, because they are very fun loving.
They're big.
Dogs,
I've seen people with the bull mastiff dogs,
right.
The Italian Corso.
Yeah,
they get pretty big.
Right.
What is the big one? The Great Dane. Oh my God, they're like horses.
Yeah.
So so you take care of big dogs.
Yeah.
So what do you do with dogs that are aggressive? I mean, I guess you would stay away from those.
Right. So we don't currently work with aggressive dogs. I personally get a little anxious around aggressive dogs
Yeah.
because, and then when that energy goes off of you,
They can sense
then,
it.
yeah, that dog, yeah, they can sense it, and then they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm the boss here," you know.
Yeah.
So we don't currently work with aggressive dogs. We do work with reactive dogs, however. There is a big difference. So reactive dogs, they can be reactive to a certain thing. So they can be reactive to like people or their pets. It just depends on what that reactivity is. And because like since I understand what they're being reactive to, then I'm able to like conquer it and like be able to fix it and everything like that. Yeah.
And so you want to move up and you want to expand your business.
Right.
Do you have like a call center where people call you specifically and then you could
Yeah.
dispatch whoever you have in that
Yeah,
area?
so the call center is actually me.
Okay.
And then I would actually reach out to Chase. She's the only one that I do have right now.
Mhm.
And I would just let her know, look, this person's in your area. Are you available on this day? I do also have her schedule as well. I did hire her as a contractor just because I actually can't personally give out those benefits at this time. But once
Mhm.
I do become bigger, I do plan on making her a W-2 employee.
Oh
Hopefully, she's
yeah,
not
and
watching
yeah,
this yet, but
yeah, no,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it makes 100%
yeah,
sense. I mean, that's another thing people have to understand. Small businesses, we are so affordable, but overhead, we want to keep it as low as possible so we can continue offering a
right,
good, affordable service. But
right,
you know, you do offer good service, and it's a niche service, and
right,
you know, I'm sure you charge accordingly. And
right,
I believe the money's worth it by getting somebody that's going to give that real extra attention. I mean, it's better than having somebody that you're sketchy about or
right.
whatever. So, is there anything else that you would like to mention about your business or promote or
Yes.
anything?
So, we're just I'm Sileo Pet Services, and it's just the quality care that your pet deserves. You know, I just like to keep to that slogan because we are quality. We strive to become quality. We strive above and beyond to do things
Yes.
for pet owners to make them feel like they are safe. We are a stress-free and worry-free business, small business. So then that means basically when you're away, you don't have to stress or worry that we won't be there. I've heard horror stories of sitters
Oh,
not being there.
that's the worst.
Yeah.
No, that's intolerable.
Yeah, you're
That
paying them. What are you
well,
paying them
I
for?
mean that, and
Then your
then
pet
but the
is
pet is in
yeah.
there, you know.
So yeah. So that's also
So you're
why
dependable.
yeah we're dependable.
And you
We
do keep contact with people too,
yes
which I actually
definitely
like.
yeah. Like I'll check in like after the training sessions a few weeks later. Oh, how's everything going? Is he or she like doing good with like training? Like how are they doing?
So that's great. So a person could actually leave, go on a vacation. You could have, you know, whatever, however you get into the house, you'll walk the dog, make sure the
Right.
dog has food.
Right.
And that could be for an extended period of time, like a week or a few days.
Yeah, so so I do have bundles and packages. So what I'd like to do is overnights, and just to make it fair to everybody, I do like one overnight, and then I do a few drop-ins throughout the day. So I do for the first bundle and package, I do an overnight plus two 30-minute drop-ins. So I do, and then it would be planned out like accordingly, like whatever time you want to do, like during the day, and stuff like that. Our overnights do last for 10 hours, just because I do want to get back to my dog in the morning
Sure.
and feed her and be able to feed her. Even though like my parents do help me out with that aspect
Sure.
for the overnights, I still want to like.
Do you
show-
ever like, let's say like somebody was like, hey, I'm leaving for like 5 days, like Monday to Friday.
Right.
You know, you figure out the price, whatever, and they ask you like, could you stop by my house, walk the dog, make sure there's food
Oh yeah,
in the
of
bowl?
course.
Oh, that's a great service.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
that's a great service. I was just wondering because I
Yeah.
know a lot of people, they want to go on a short vacation
Right.
and they just need somebody just to walk the dog
Right.
and then let the dog back in the house, make sure there's water and everything like that.
Right. Yeah.
And the dog is fine, you know. And then people
Yeah.
nowadays, they have technology where they can see their dog on whatever device they have in the house.
Right.
And I mean, it's so convenient now, and
Right.
your business is amazing. That will, if you go and you leave out of here, you'll see Doggy Day Camp. It's called,
Right.
and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive where the dog has to be out of place, uncomfortable.
Right. They're out of place, they're out of their home, and they're kept in like a kennel most of the time
Yeah,
too.
and they're
Like,
very anxious. They're hearing
yeah.
other dogs.
Yeah, most dog owners or most pet owners in general don't realize that their dogs don't they're not out at the boarding facilities the entire time. They're mostly in their kennels most of the time.
Yeah.
They only may have like about like an hour or so a day for just like playtime or something like that. Whereas where I come to your house and
That's
like
better.
I'm making it more of an inconvenience for me,
Yeah.
so then it's more of a convenience for you.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
Instead of
because
them being in doggy
yeah, like
penitentiary.
like they're in their own home,
Yeah.
like they feel safe. If your pet feels safe in their own home, then I feel
I
like
think
you
they'll
should
like.
feel
Yeah,
safe
they'll
too.
like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And because I have like that experience and expertise about
That I would
animals as well
definitely.
too.
That is a great option. I think people are going to take advantage of that. If not, I don't know how you wouldn't. I think it's way better than dropping your dog off at some of these facilities, which
Yeah.
some of them look pretty nice from the outside. Some of them
Right.
don't. Some of them look sketchy. But some people, they're like, well, I can't take my dog on vacation.
Right.
Your method might be a lot more better, convenient, more affordable, better for the
Right.
dog. It's just been a pleasure having you up here. Is there
Thank
anything else that
you.
you want to mention?
I think that covers it all.
We may see you up here someday in
Yeah.
North Jersey. I hope
Yeah,
so.
I really hope within like the next year, I'm really looking to expand up here. Maybe eventually like try to get a house up here or like an apartment or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so I can try to expand. I want to make it personal, so I want to try to move up here first and then branch out again. As I still have clients in South Jersey as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe get a fleet of cars with the
Right.
name on it, get it wrapped and
Yeah.
everything. I mean, it would be a great, New Jersey-based business.
Right.
I could definitely see this doing well. And do you have
Yeah.
a lot of competition or?
So I do have a decent amount of competition as far as training goes. So as far as like aggression in dogs, I would recommend those kinds of other businesses. But if you're looking for like basic obedience,
Yeah.
basic agility, and
Somebody to watch the dog.
yeah, like just like the basic things that you need.
Somebody trustworthy.
Yeah,
That's gonna show
trustworthy,
up.
especially. And then someone also like I have a lot of policies and procedures in place with my business.
Nice.
So it's pretty strict.
That's always good to know.
Yeah, you can never bring like a family member or anyone outside of Sileo Pet Services
Yeah.
Into someone else's home.
Yeah, that's
insane.
that's yeah. I'm happy that
Yeah.
you said that. I
Yeah.
hope people caught that because that's very important when you said about that other situation with the
Right.
other company. I mean, that's really bad.
We have a question. The health and well-being of pets are top priority for pet owners. Can you share any tips or advice for pet owners on how to keep your pets happy and healthy?
Of course. So again, like with the interactive activities here. So this is like a little stuck. So this is a lick mat. So pet owners can actually put like blueberries, carrots.
Yeah, I want to hold it up.
Yeah, blueberries, carrots, green peas, apples. Make it like a little smoothie for your pet.
Yeah.
And mix it up with some water. Put it in there, freeze it overnight, and your pet will be a lot more. I think a lot happier. Is my belief.
Cool.
Yeah, and just because it will engage their mind a lot more. And stuff like that. And just because it is very pets need to have like the good nutrition that they need and everything like that.
And they need stimulus, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because they could get depressed too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, of course, dogs can get very depressed. They can get anxiety. They can get depression. Often vets will prescribe Prozac to dogs. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, at a much lower dose, but it sometimes gets actually pretty high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for like the bigger dogs. Yeah.
Oh man, I hate to do that to my dog.
Yeah, I know it's horrible. But with like these mind stimulating activities. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could do
mind stimulating session is
yeah,
better.
you could do like snuffle mats, lick mats, and then with the snuffle mats, it's basically a big snuffle mat where you would put treats in it, and your dog would actually sniff out those treats and get
Yeah.
those rewards.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
could get that on your website.
Yeah, so they can get that on
Yeah.
my website. It's again www.sileopetservices.com /shop.
And you also provide services, walking, people
Right.
go on vacation, you show up, you'll walk the dog, make
Yeah.
sure they have food
Of
and
course,
everything.
yeah.
And that's very important also.
Yeah.
I like that. I really do, because people don't have much of an option but to do that, or they have to, go with a company or one of those big facilities with multiple
Right.
dogs, and not every dog gets the same treatment. So
Right. And I can also make those pee pads go away in your home as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can teach dogs to go outside and ring a bell actually to go outside.
And not to
Yeah.
get weird, but the internet has, I've seen almost everything that you can imagine to be seen.
Like doggy diapers.
No,
or...
I actually seen a dog actually use a toilet.
Oh wow.
I was like in shock, and actually flush it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
That's a bit dangerous.
I don't know how the dog was in a
Yeah.
Fake or real?
Yeah.
I think it was real, because it was video. It wasn't image. They didn't make image to move around like that yet. I mean, they have it, but it's not that great. This dog literally was it looked like an English, no, it looked like a Boston Terrier.
Okay.
And I mean, it was just like, I don't know, it was standing on two legs like this, and had it was a male, and they
Right.
peed in the toilet and then got off and then hit with his paw. And I was like, that's just amazing. Like, people must have that much time to teach their pets and I guarantee you, if you go on YouTube and you say pets using the toilet, you'll see a lot of these videos,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, pets are very smart. Dogs
Yeah.
and cats, I mean, very unique animals.
Yeah.
I love dogs. I'm not a cat person, but
Yeah.
the dogs are, I find them to be very unique. They can smell cancer.
Right.
And we're just finding out stuff about them and their
Right.
history. They're the derivatives of wolves,
Right.
and they communicate through their nose.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about the dogs that I have read up on them, because I had to figure it out. Every time my older dog, and still to this day, both of them, when they use the bathroom, they do this like scraping the grass and everything like
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, why do you guys keep on doing that? Because I have to scrub their paws before going in the house.
Right.
And I keep the thing outside by the hose. And they hate the water, pit bulls. They just hate it. And then I read that they secrete a hormone from their paws, and that marks territory.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a secretion, and sometimes if you smell dogs' paws, they smell like weird or something, and you have to spray them to get the smell off. But
Right.
yeah, it's a secretion that comes out of their paws, and it was something interesting. And they communicate through their nose. They know
Yeah.
when other dogs are aggressive by the smell
Right.
of their urine.
Right.
They know what dogs are, pregnant and heat. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So
When I bring my dog to the park, actually, she'll like sniff around and like sniff other dogs, like
Yeah.
the
that's their communication, though.
yeah, and like she'll actually like put her head back, like, huh. And I'm just like, what did you smell? Like,
Wow.
are they like, are they reactive or something? you know?
Yeah. Maybe that attitude of that dog.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just don't know. You just don't know, because that's how they communicate. They have so many receptors in their nose. I mean, they use dogs to track people for
Right.
miles and miles. And I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, dogs are not going nowhere. I think people are buying even more dogs
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah.
What I see is I see a lot of people buying from breeders, but shelters have some gorgeous dogs too.
Yeah, shelters do have a lot of gorgeous dogs. So if I had my own place, of course, I would get a shelter dog. You can find the most sweetest dog in the
Yeah.
shelter. You just never know what kind of situation it's been in.
Mhm.
There are some people that actually get dogs from breeders just to have them as a puppy. and then they let them go. Then there's also other people who, when their dog is getting too old, they bring them to the shelter. Yeah.
Because the medical because you got like 2 years of veterinary bills.
Yeah, but then it's also like you've like formed like a bond with that
Yeah,
dog.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But some people get, like you said, they are doing that. Could be financial crisis and yeah, I mean, because when they get old, like especially like their last 2 years or something, they do have issues.
Right.
I've been pretty lucky. I've gotten like 2 operations on my dogs, but my older one, because they tend to grow like cysts and stuff like that. Got it taken off her, and they do have some, but if you feed them correctly, don't overweight, walk, and and that's what you're here to do.
Yes.
And especially this time, I don't know one person that actually works 8 hours a day. Your people are typically working 10, 9, 10, 11, and then traffic, getting home, kids. There's so many things, and I think if you're gonna get a dog and you want to alleviate some issues with the dog peeing everywhere, and you do see this, they'll get the dog because the kids wanted a dog, but why not call you up and have you come and train the dog instead of sending it to a get adoption place, and I think people they have options.
Yeah. And I am looking to work with like other organizations as well to see like if they need like dog training also. Like at the adoption places, like do certain dogs need training in order to like help them better like get adopted or something like that. So then it's just easier for them to like get adopted, so they can go to the loving family and stuff like that.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, that's a plus. That would help the dog get adopted quickly if you're like sit and it sits. I mean, that would definitely show, a person, a particular owner or a particular person that's going to get the dog. I know Huskies are the hardest. They're the most hardest headed.
They have an attitude.
They like to jump over everything.
They are very smart though.
Well, they jump over like 10 feet fences. Very smart dogs. I mean, I think people get them because they're so beautiful, but they don't know what they're in for. They don't sit around the house. They need to be outside. So I think if people get more educated on like their personality and what dog is good for them, but I think everybody needs somebody to take care of their dog if they're not doing it correctly themselves, and save money and resources. I mean, Sileo is here to help you. Really, I think it's a great idea that you have, and I could see you guys doing something big.
Thank you so much.
Is that the end of the interview? All right. It was great meeting you.
Thank you so much,
and anybody that needs any dog services, don't hesitate. Sileo's Pet Services, they're here. And what part of Jersey again?
So we cover South Jersey, a 25-mile radius of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and also a 25-mile radius of Pitman, New Jersey.
Great. And hopefully you extend up into North Jersey. That's what we're hopefully seeing. And this is Junk Doctors NJ. My name is Christopher, and like I've said from the beginning, this platform is made for everybody that's on our Facebook group. Come up here, get like you did right here with the sign. This is great. A great promotion. Come up here and promote your business. This is what this is all about. We're all here to promote our business and work together. This is only going to work if we all work together as a group, and let's network. I'm definitely going to recommend you, because the only way I recommend people if I meet them. And I know you have cards on you, so I'll keep a card. And I have plenty of customers that, they're moving. They might have gotten a puppy. I'm going to mention you in there.
Thank you.
And, that's how this works, by helping, recommendations, and it all circles around to all of us. So thanks so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Come up whenever you want. This is a free platform for us, and just give us a call.
Thank you so much, Chris. It was great being on the show with you.
Thank you. Thank you for showing.
Thank you.
And coming all the way from South Jersey. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you for watching the podcast, and see you guys soon.